welcome to Classic Mini Workshop. I have a new project that I want to talk about. This has sort of been going on for 18 months, nearly 2 years. I went to Goodwood members meeting 2019, and there was a Swiftune Mini Madgwick there. And I got chatting to Ben Swift, sort of had a look around it, and went back home, read up on it. There was an article on it on piston heads, and so I decided that I wanted one. I haven't got a Mark 1 Cooper S yet, and I have considered getting one, but I like to have things a bit different. Decided that I'd like to own a Madgwick. It's based on a Mark 1 Cooper S. Got an uprated engine in it. There'll be more details on it as we go through sort of the videos and stuff. And after speaking with Lucy about the Madgwick, we decided that we wanted Madgwick number 7. So I spoke to Nick. I went up there to pick up the engine and sat down and spoke to him about it. He actually had another one in the process, so I said to him, look, you know, I want a Madgwick, I want it to be number 7, and so I asked him how I went about it. And he said, so if I was to find a Mark 1 850 or a deluxe or super deluxe, then it would go into him. It would be stripped down, it would have whatever bodywork it needed, and then obviously resprayed and so on, and then all the parts from the donor car, if you like, would be put onto it. I started looking for them, first 850s, then sort of super deluxes and so on, but none of them were in great condition for what I like. You know, I like a rust-free Mini, and there were some around, but some were rust boxes, so I then started looking at other options. So another option presented itself to me, and I spoke to Nick about it. So I got offered, or there was a chance to get a shell that had just been restored. It had all the panel work done, it'd been obviously resprayed. So I spoke to Nick and said, you know, what if I don't buy a full car, but I buy the donor shell or the restored shell, and I can source all the bits for it. He said, well, yeah, that'll work. I suppose the problem is with old cars is especially the ones I was looking at, all the bright work, all the interior, it was all rubbish. You know, some of the ones I was looking at, some of the parts just weren't usable. You know, you're talking about rechroming lots of bits and refurbing lots of bits, and it just, the costs would just, you know, I'd be paying for the car with all the bits that were no good, then sourcing all the other bits. So for me, it just made more sense to buy the restored shell and its ID, and then start looking for all the bits I needed. I bought the shell. It's an A-Reg 63 Cooper shell. It had a right-hand tank hole put into it. So yeah, I bought the shell, and over the past year I've just slowly been accumulating all the parts that I need. Cooper S engine block, gearbox, crankshaft, just just all the bits. You know, a lot of the stuff you can buy from mini spares, but I've tried to get as much as I can that matches the shell dates. I'm pretty much there now, and the reason for this video today is because Nick Swift is coming over to pick up the shell and all the parts that I've accumulated, and he's going to start building it. So yeah, he's due over in about half an hour. He's bringing his trailer and van. He's going to load the shell onto the trailer, load everything up, and then take it all back to Swiftune HQ, and start working on it. So I'll unwrap the shell in a minute, and then I'll show you a lot of the stuff I've got is all boxed up, wrapped up, so you're not going to see a lot of it. Interior, I've just gone for a brand spanking new interior from Newton Commercial. The other thing with the Madgwick is, and with having a shell and finding all the parts for it, is because it's a Madgwick, I don't have to, you know, it's a Mini Cooper lookalike badged by Swiftune under Madgwick. So because it's a Madgwick, it gives me options. I don't have to have everything that if it was a Cooper S. Nothing, you know, the interior doesn't need to be right for the year, and so on and so forth. So I've gone, so because it gives me those options, there's a few changes I'm going to make, and I have made. The colour of the interior is not what you would normally see on a 63 Cooper S or Cooper. So yeah, so that's an order that's due to be finished in the next 3 weeks, and there's just other bits and pieces that I'm going to do, like the speedo binnacle and just bits and bobs like that. So all will sort of be revealed as we go through the build, and so we're going to document some of this. It won't be all of it. It's not going to be like our traditional strip a car down, go through all the, you know, all the bits and pieces, and it's not going to be loads of 15-minute videos in a long series. I suppose for me it's going to be 5 or 6 stages, this being the first. You know, maybe engine building, subframe build up and fitting, interior, and so on. So for me it's just to document the process of a Madgwick build after the shells come back from being sprayed, and just there's not much information other than the piston head article on the internet. There's not much you know, it's not very well documented on YouTube. So I'm excited, I suppose. I may not show it, but I am. I'm really excited to be able to drive it once it's done. And Nick reckons 8 to 10 weeks from start to finish. What he has got to do, so I've got subframes, I've got petrol tanks, I've got radius arms, top arms, and stuff like that. Nick does some specific things to the front subframe, puts holes in, additional holes in, and so on. I don't think it's to lighten it; it's to make it easier to change parts in it without having to take the subframe out or engine out and stuff like that. So, so he's going to adapt and strengthen the front and rear subframe, and then get them powder coated. While he's doing that, he'll get the petrol tanks all powder coated at the same time. Radius arms will be sorted out as well. So everything that goes on the car will be new or new old stock, and that's been very, very difficult. Mark 1 parts, especially for Coopers and Cooper S's, are getting few and far between now. So yeah, so I'm gonna just unwrap the shell, just show you some of the bits and pieces I've got, and then I say Nick should be here probably about half hour. I may not record him loading it on, he wants to see that. So the next time, or the next video, should be Nick being at Swiftune HQ, and maybe talking about, you know, the process that he's going to go through. So I hope you enjoy the short series, if you like. Let's see how this goes. You know, it's been really difficult trying not to damage the shell while it's been sitting in here, and it's also been why I've been so tight for space, because that's been taking up the whole space, and then I've got all the other stuff that goes with it. It's just, plus all the Cooper S Mark III stuff and the shell. So it's a bit of a relief that this is going, because it means I can sort of spread out a little bit more. So this is it. This is going to be Madgwick number 7. Obviously Old English white, black roof. As I said before, it's got hole for the right hand tank. I have got a left and right hand tank. I'm not going to open stuff up because it's obviously going to go into transport, so I'm not going to undo all these bits and pieces, but this is it. And so I have Cooper S block and head and gearbox. Obviously it's a rod change. Got a couple of options on the wocks. I've just got boxes and boxes of stuff, so I've, you know, pedal boxes, lights, just I mean I've got a whole list, but steering racks, steering columns. I've got pretty much most of the bright work, which is all in reasonable condition. I've gone for Dunlop D1 10x5 wheels. Bumpers I'm still on the lookout for. I've got one okay bumper, which is the front one. It's in pretty good condition. It's just the bars, and the bars are a bit rusty. The rear one is, for me, it's too far gone. It's not great. So I'm still looking for a front and rear complete. I have looked into powder coating them, re-chroming them, but it's quite an expensive process. So yeah, so obviously the rear subframe still needs to be powder coated. Let's grab these out. So yeah, obviously that's the left-hand tank. So what Nick's going to do is just get this will be stripped along with the left-hand tank, and then they'll just both be powder coated together in satin black. So Yeah, what else? What more can I say? It's I'm happy with the colour. The interior will be a bit more striking than usual. Yeah, hope you are as excited as me for the next video. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and see you on the next one.